Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I have keeping in that the quartz kind of mood that I've been on the past few videos. I've got the Benyar. You'll see it in a second. You probably already saw it in the thumbnail and probably a teaser to the video. But this is just a simple kind of chronograph on a leather strap. Here's the box it comes in. Very simple, just a card, warranty. Little pops in there. It also had a cloth in it, but I popped that out already. And then here's the watch itself. Oops, sorry, messed that all up. It's a kind of Tiffany blue on a Benyar branded leather strap. I picked this one because I didn't really have anything in this color, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to take a look at it. And right out of the box, the color really does pop. I think it's really cool. There are some things I'm not loving about this watch that I'll get into shortly, but right out of the box, I think the color is really cool, and it really pops, and I think it looks cool on the leather and with the black. But let's just start there with the bezel. This bezel it's big. You know, it is thick. The thickness of this watch is sitting right at around 13.5 millimeters. Bezel side to bezel side, not including the crown, is 44 millimeters, and its lug to lug is about 50. 22 millimeter strap band. So this is a pretty. It's girthy. You know, the thickness. I think that the bezel could have been a little thinner. When I took it out, I was hoping to see maybe some smooth edges, or it just, to me, it seems to protrude a lot off of this watch, which I wasn't really expecting. And yes, I do know, still have blue on that pusher. It's been hard to get off. I'll get to that at some other point. Yeah, but the bezel to me it's a little bit thick and it's a little bit big. I wish it was a little thinner. I wish it was a little smaller or had some sort of kind of gradient drop off to it to make it a little smoother and less just kind of protruding. But it is a very large bezel, which I'm not the biggest fan of. The next thing is this leather band. It's nice. It's Benyar branded, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but that was kind of how they all were, so I knew it was something I was going to have to deal with. Says it's genuine leather on it, but it is very tough leather. I'll show you when I put it on later. It is thicker up around here, a bit thinner around where you need it to bend to get into the holes. This one's pretty much all thick, but it's very thick. It's hard to, like, I'm putting some real force on that there to kind of get it to fit to a wrist-sized shape, and it doesn't want to move. This is going to take a good amount of kind of breaking in to get this leather strap to really sit comfortably. I'll show you when I have it on the wrist in a little bit, but there's a lot of gap in it still because it's just so big. That I wish it was a little more flexible, but for a $40-some-odd watch, I guess you really can't expect it to be completely broken in and comfortable like that right out of the box. But it does feel real. It doesn't smell weird like my Orient did a few years ago. It looks nice. It feels nice. It's just kind of thick and a little bit bulky, which kind of bothers me. The one thing I am really loving about it, though, is this face. I think the face is beautiful. I think the color really pops. Let me go over the subdials for you. I'll put up a graphic here where what they claim the subdials are, which are completely wrong. They claim the right subdial is a 1/10 second subdial. The bottom one they claim it is a minute tracker, and the left one they claim to be the seconds. Totally wrong. The left one is your minutes, counts up to an hour. The bottom one is the seconds for the chrono. The second hand that goes around the whole outside of the watch, that's usually the chrono hand, is just a running second hand on this watch. And the right subdial is a 24-hour calendar. You can see it as you turn the watch to set it. That is very much a 24-hour clock. So I'm not sure why they would have such wrong information on their website, but it does not do any of those things it claims it does. It's a very simple, just second and minute chronograph. It doesn't do anything other than that. But I didn't really buy this watch for the chronos. I bought it because I thought the color was nice and the face looked nice, and I wanted to see what Benyar was about. And I do think the face detail looks really nice. There's not really anything that I noticed that looks kind of cheaply made. It looks like it's a printed dial, which is nice. Everything's on there printed nicely. The tachometer on the outside also looks really nice and really crisp. The attention to detail doesn't seem to be lost on it. It's not cheaply made or cheaply assembled from what I can tell. If anything, I feel like the thickness of the leather strap and everything, it's kind of overmade. It's a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. This could have had a much thinner and much cheaper leather on it, but it doesn't. So that's very interesting, and it does have me kind of torn on this watch, because for the price point, I think it's really good. It's $50 or less. There are a ton of color variations on Amazon that you can go with, which is awesome. And if you're looking for a cheap chronograph, I think it's really cool. Here's a quick shot of the lume. It's very simple. It's very nice. It's the hour hands, the markers, and the second hand. It lasts pretty long. I hit it with a little bit of UV light here, and you can see a black light. But it works really well, and for how cheap it was, it's a very nice lume, has a very nice color, and it lasts. So I totally think it's great for what it is. It is 30 meters water resistant. The crown does not screw down. It is a quartz watch, so take that with what you will. You might screw up the battery, all that kind of stuff if you swim with it, and water gets into it, so do what you would. But for the price, it's a pretty good watch, and I think it's very nice looking, and I think the color is outrageously cool. It stands out. Of course, there's things I don't love about it, that I like the bezel and the thickness of the leather. But I do think for $40 or $50, I'd really recommend getting this watch. Going to keep that short, guys. If you have any other questions, let me know and I'll answer them. And until next time, thank you very much.